Hello, this is David Jensen. I'm reporting for ECE 495 Group 1, bringing you updates on what we've accomplished in the past week. So basically we've come up with a more detailed design of what we plan on building for the ping-tac-toe robot, and this is what we've come up with. So we met on Sunday, had a nice group meeting, and refined our design and actually purchased a couple parts. So originally what we were planning on doing is having the base of the robot be able to move in two axes, so left and right and forward and backward is relative to the playing field or the launch platform. So in this method we were planning on using a rack and pinion attached to a motor, or two racks and pinions attached to motors on the bottom of the base. That way, as the motors turn, they'll be able to move the base. So I've got a drawing of how this will work. So as you can see, this pinion will be attached to the motor. So as the motor turns, we'll actually be able to, it'll catch onto these, the gears will catch, and we'll be able to move left and right based on the rotational motion of the motor. So from a top view you end up with something that looks like this. So we would have this platform where the ball shooter sits on, and then to move left and right we would have a motor attached to rack and pinion and another motor attached to a different rack and pinion. So that way we have two axes of motion. So one issue that came up was, how are we going to be able to move left without it interfering with our ability to move forward and backward at the same time. So as you can see from this drawing, this would be the platform. I kind of drew it a little bit invisible or transparent so that you can see what's going on underneath. We would have these tubes, and these tubes are actually attached to the platform, and then they have poles, and the motors are on the poles. So as the pole spins, as the motors turn, as we move backwards, then this motor, or this pole, will slide forwards and backwards as this pole moves the actual platform forwards and backwards. And the same thing applies, if we want to move left and right, then the platform will just slide along this pole. And so after thinking about it more, we decided that we didn't actually need to be able to move both forwards, backwards, and left and right, and we decided to only focus on moving left and right. In order to control how far we've gone and measure that, we plan on using this strip potentiometer. So it's a linear potentiometer, and it's pressure responsive. So as you press down, on a different point, it'll measure a different voltage back to the system, the Q4 board, and we'll be able to accurately determine where we are in the left and right position. So we also developed refined our ideas for the ball launcher itself. We plan on using a pitching machine style launcher. So there would be two wheels moving ideally at the same rotational speed. And so when the ping pong ball reaches the two wheels, they'll add to it a certain amount of speed, and the ball will ideally be launched in a straight direction. So this is drawn right here. You can see as the ping pong ball moves down the chute, each wheel is moving in a direction so that when it catches the ball, it'll push it outwards. And then we also came up with the idea for the ball holding mechanism and ball releasing. So this is what it would look like. We would have our general ball storage up here, and then this ball would be the next one in line to be shot. So it would release down to the ball launcher. Then we will have an RC servo connected to two different plates. So these plates, which are shown right here, we have a top plate and a bottom plate. So when we don't want anything to be happening, we would have both plates in the center position, and they'll move at the same time since they're attached to the same servo. If we want to release a ball, then we'll have the bottom plate move to this open area so it's cut out so that the ball can go through, but the top plate is still solid, so none of the balls at the top will be released. And then if we want to release another ball from the storage area to be the next in line to be shot, then we move it so that the top part is cut out and the bottom part is still solid. So we've purchased parts and they've actually come in, so hopefully by next week we're planning on meeting again on Sunday so that we can build the ball launcher and purchase other materials such as PVC pipes for the launching mechanism, and hopefully we can get something working on Sunday. So thanks.